What's going on? We are Brady and Sarah Bryant. We are personally sponsored in business by John and Monica Resch.
Founders Emeralds.
Yes,
John and Monica
Founders
Resch.
Emerald, officially qualified, going on to Diamond here very soon. But yeah, I'm the Diamond West team. So we actually are out of Columbus, Ohio. I have a background formally in nursing. So I was a nurse for 11 years and was able to walk away from that and go full-time in business 2-3 weeks ago now, which has been awesome.
Cool.
Brady has a background in business ownership, grew up on a family farm. Now he does some outside sales, and we have two awesome little girls. They are 5 and 1, but yeah, we love this business. Honestly, never saw ourselves in direct sales or network marketing, but the results of this business were everything that we were looking for. And so Brady and John had played college football together, and when they were freshmen, knucklehead freshman football players, as you can imagine. But about 10 years had passed, and Brady was able to see John grow and change from a distance. And one day he said, "I'm calling John." I'm like, "Who's John?" And we were just in a position after we got married where we were going in 2 separate directions and realized, hey, we married each other to spend time with each other, and we didn't have much of that. And we were new in our marriage and just realized long term, if nothing changed, nothing changes, right? And so we're like, we gotta figure something out. And so sat down with John and Monica, and really haven't looked back since. It's been a huge blessing being able to partner with this team. We've learned a ton in the last several years.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's pretty cool. As the man of the house, it was always a dream, a goal, if you will, of mine to at least give my wife the option that if she wanted to, come home and be a full-time mom, she could. And that was pretty cool. A couple weeks ago, be able to pick Sarah up at work her last day. We didn't have a huge party, but that's the way she likes it, kind of under the radar.
Yeah.
But she's home full-time with her girls, and it's pretty cool to see her really become the person I believe that God made her. That's pretty cool to see. So 6 years ago, guys, our perspective of this arena was very small.
Yeah.
And I say that because probably 95% of people that get started in this arena have no experience whatsoever. My experience came from business and traditional business, landscaping, excavation. And our perspective of direct sales network marketing came from the limit perspective of my mom selling Tupperware. Her mom selling Mary Kay. Her mom pretty much bought Mary Kay for the discount. She was more what we'll call like a level 2 and what we're going to explain tonight, or what you might hear earlier tonight. But also my mom was very much so sales focused, very much so churn and burn transactional versus relational. And what we're going to talk about tonight is what I didn't understand about how somebody can create results in this industry. I thought it was just sell, recruit, recruit. And I was very much so wrong, very wrong. Yes, we have an aspect of selling products, retailing products. We have an aspect of bringing other business partners onto our team, but we also came into an arena where John and Monica set us down and showed us a whole new perspective of this industry and how to actually build, grow, and scale this business with like-minded entrepreneurs. People just like Sarah and I that were out there grinding this thing out for 40 hours a week. For me, it was 60, 80, sometimes 100 hours a week.
Right. And
just like, where do we go? What do we do? And there's 4 habits that we'll talk about. We call it the 4 core habits. Those 4 are listen, work, associate, and volume. And we're going to kind of bounce back and forth, maybe have a little fun. But when we got started, it was kind of like, hey, we're ready to go. We're 28, 26, 27 at the time. We had no kids. We have a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old, like Sarah said now. But back then it was like, hey, we got some kids we know we want to have sometime soon. And we want to make sure that we get this done. So when John and Monica laid out a game plan for us, they told us to get 12 wide as soon as possible. And if you're sitting here today and you're new, 12 wide really means 12 personally sponsored business partners. People that you can actually reach out and make aware of the opportunity, and actually they come through our process and get started. 12 of those as soon as possible. So we were competitive people, we played sports, we've had a coaching relationship in a lot of areas of our life for our whole life. So John and Monica just became our coach in this vehicle. We looked at it as we were on the bench and we wanted to get off the bench as quickly as possible and prove to them that we were going to be a good investment of their time. And the first thing that we talk about is listen. That's the first core habit. That was fairly easy, as in we could be coachable. But I know for me, I had a business background, so I had a kind of an ego. And I had to submit that pretty quickly because this business kind of smacked me in the mouth early. I thought that because I'd be good at business, I'd be good at sales, that I could sell somebody on why they should do this. And I became apparent that that was very wrong. We do not sell, we do not convince, we do not persuade people to do what we do. We just share the opportunity. We share what products we have access to. But that came from us being willing to listen to John and Monica. Being willing to submit our ego and say, hey, you say make a list? Awesome. How big? They said, hey, a couple hundred. Can you make that? Absolutely, it's done. And then from there, we continued to add hundreds and hundreds of people to our list because they said, hey, big business requires a big list. So Sarah and I got to work. We made a huge list. So part of listening, the first core habit, is a huge list. A huge list. You're probably here, if you're new or even a veteran, there's probably people that you haven't even considered or even thought of like we did. Just literally 3 months ago, I actually found a guy I went to high school with that I totally forgot about, found him on social media, and was able to network with him. So also within Listen is also audios, right? Being able to communicate with your coach on what you're learning through some of the audios. The audios have been literally the lifeline of our business. You know, I always heard, I think it was maybe Brandon or maybe Matthew Pezzamini or somebody say that if you plug a vacuum in and then you unplug it, that's kind of like you're listening to audios and then all of a sudden you take a week off and you don't listen to audios and you wonder why your vacuum's not working. Well, the same thing applied to this business is if we wanted to get around those people and listen to those people that could actually steer us in the right direction, even when John and Monica weren't right there next to us or on the phone or we're passing app messages back and forth, we could actually listen to audios and keep our mind on our business. Love audios to this day.
I always tell people that if they go ahead and listen to audios every single day for the next week, to at least 2 a day, and come back to me a week later and tell me that you're not more excited and that you're not taking more action in your business.
Absolutely.
It never happens because people are always more excited. There's always stuff going on in their business, and then they want to communicate.
Absolutely. You come back from a conference like, man, I'm ready to go. I got this. This was awesome. It was a great weekend. Well, you wonder why. It's because you sat in a seat for 3 days and you listened to about 40 audios. Yeah. You can do the same thing sitting in your car, going to work. And we just learned to turn the radio off, put an audio in. It requires the same amount of effort. It was just a decision. We never wanted to be that person or that couple, that IBO. It was kind of like the phantom IBO. I feel like I'm Brandon West right now. I'm doing this. Anyways. We never wanted to be that IBO that the coach was like, well, I wonder what's going on with Brady and Sarah. They haven't communicated in like 3 days or 7 days or 2 weeks. We never wanted to be that. We looked at it like a sport. If we wanted the coach's time, we wanted to get on the court, we had to be one with our coach. We had to actually communicate. Be edifiable. That's an audio out there. Or maybe it's just called Edifiable by Matt Grotwald. Great audio to understand how do I get in unison with my coach. The second, guys, is really, it's the business building part of what we do. The second core habit is work. What's the work look like, Brady? John and Monica, hey, what do we got to do? Well, there's really 2 skills. And I say skills because it doesn't require talent, does it?
No.
If it did, we wouldn't be here, right? We could develop a skill set and get better at it. Early on, hey, guess what? Making people aware of products or making people aware of a business model wasn't exactly something we did in the 28 years that I was alive before that.
Nope.
Right? I could make people aware of, hey, I got a lawnmower and I can mow your yard, but not I have a pre-workout and I'd like to, sell this to you. Rather than maybe just making people aware of the fact that you'd like to earn their business. So partnering with our coach in the fact that we had a retail business, that you're a business owner.
Yep.
As a business owner, we have access to products. I was a huge Monster, Rockstar, Amp, whatever I could get my, she's a nurse, so it was a very, very bad choice as far as health. So this was an easy decision for us. I'm using the same amount of effort. I'm going the same direction. I'm passing the same gas station, but instead of the gas station, I just bring it in my lunchbox or bring it in my car because I get this from my own business. So the same amount of money is being spent through my business versus somebody else's. And then when I get to work or wherever my place of employment is, and somebody asks me about this product, rather than being the ShamWow, the small business network marketer like my mom. When someone said Tupperware, she's like, I got some. That is weird. Don't be that person. Just say, use your products. When you sit it down on your desk and somebody asks you, well, hey, what's excess? We've just been coached by John and Monica and this team to be a proud business owner. It's a product that you truly believe in. And now you're able to share a testimony and share a story of maybe a customer of yours that uses that product with that person. And you say, hey, I have another sample. Maybe they become a customer, maybe they don't. So as far as the work on the retail side, we're looking for verified customer sales. That is VCS. We understand there's 4 levels to what we do. One of those being a preferred customer. That's the VCS part of being a business owner, maybe identifying somebody that would just be a customer of yours, support your small business, get shipping right to their door, 180-day guarantee. And then 2 and 3 and 4, right? 2 and 3 and 4, we're identifying other people. That's the second skill that I want to talk about in the second core habit of the work. Networking. Sometimes I think people way overcomplicate this. You know, we talk about this all the time. We meet people wherever we go. We did that for 28 years of our life. We met our friends who were in our wedding. We met our friends who were literally people that we played softball with, or basketball or baseball. We met each other, right? That's another story for another day. But networking is everything. If you're not networking, then I don't know that you maybe have very many friends, right? I don't mean that to put anybody down, but we do this every single day. When we sat down with John and Monica, we said, hey, what's this work thing with the networking thing? How's this work? Well, you have hundreds of people that are in your network already, somebody that you know very well, or somebody that maybe you don't know very well, or you just know them from high school or whatever, that they're probably sitting there just like Brady and Sarah 6 years ago going, man, there's got to be more to life than this. There's got to be more than just get up, go to work, come home, eat dinner, watch TV. Hey, honey, how was your day? How was yours? Good, good. All right, let's do it again. Yeah. There's got to be more. There's people on your list right now that are just like Brady and Sarah, that if you call them tonight, you send them a message as you're sitting here, they'll probably say, yes, absolutely, or hey, man, I appreciate it, but not a good timing. It's pretty easy. Yeah. It's sharing an opportunity, not selling, not persuading, not convincing, not recruiting, not getting in a headlock and say, sign here. That's not what we do. We have a legit business that we can retail products, and we can also share with others that they can now take that same business with the Amway business model, utilizing the LTD approach, and be in business for themselves and do the exact same thing as you. So rather than just having one McDonald's, you can have 100 McDonald's. But you first must be willing to actually teach the other 99 other business partners how to run a McDonald's. We are no different in the form of a franchise type mindset. So 90% of what we do is relationships. Transactions are important. That's where products come in. So Sarah, you want to talk about association?
Yeah, and one thing I'll add to that too is take time tonight, even make some notes of some people's backgrounds, how they got started in business, why they got started in business. And that's going to help you build your list, like realize just how easy it is to network, that you can't script this thing, that you have people on your list that you probably haven't talked to in 15 years that will be your best friends and business partners, down the road. So I will tell you that I've learned so much just by listening to people's stories, how they got started in business, why they got started in business. And it's a huge part of what we do. Brady talked about relationships, and that's exactly what it is. But he talked about listening. He talked about the work. The next one is association. Association was huge for me. I knew how to clock in, clock out as a nurse. I knew how to put IVs in. I knew how to pass meds. I knew how to manage patient load, but I had no idea how to run a business.
Did you say pass meds? Is that like drug dealing?
I don't know. Kinda, I guess you could say that legally. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So association in general, I needed this association because all I knew growing up to make money down the road was just save. So having a whole different mindset of what we were trying to accomplish, how to spend my 5 minutes, how to spend my $5, and where that ends up long term, how to control a calendar, how to control my money, like just everything. And that's where the LTD team comes in. You know, I've read in so many books, and I feel like it comes up on a lot of audios, is just you are who you associate with. The 5 people that you surround yourself with the most is what, you know, your life will probably look like. And I look back to before we started business, and our 5 people that we surrounded ourselves with, the same trajectory of our life was the same that was there. There was no surprise that we had those same results. Like, we weren't hanging around people that had an extra stream of income. We weren't hanging around people that had the options to walk away from what they did full time. So just associating with other like-minded people, so you have opportunities on a weekly, on a monthly, on a quarterly basis that you're going to want to plug into. We never wanted John and Monica guessing like, hey, is Brady and Sarah going to be plugged into the Thursday night training? We never wanted them to guess. We always communicated with them. We always were the first people to get our tickets. We were budgeting, and we talked to John and Monica like, hey, this is our plan so that we can buy our tickets day one, the day that they go out, because we want to make sure that we put this on our calendar first. We put this, say, conference. We have winter conference coming up in January, but we wanted to make sure we had our ticket for that, so we put that on our calendar, so then anything else that came up, oh, we're already booked in for conference that weekend. It was already our priority. We already had our tickets. We were ready to go. So association is huge, but it's also I would say it's the easiest to just kind of push to the wayside, just because life is busy. There's not a lack of stuff to do, right? Life doesn't stop. We were people pleasers before we got started in business, so somebody was always planning something. Everybody else dictated our calendar, and so we had to make the choice to dictate our own calendar and associate around like-minded people. And you can also associate by listening to audios. We could have the team with us wherever we went. Brady talked about that, and just the listening aspect. But also through books. We have a first-year book list that you can plug into, talk to your coach who you're working with and what you should be reading, because, you know, changing the books can change you kind of from the inside out. And Brady always said this, he was like, I always thought self-help books were for losers. And then I opened one and realized I was the loser. I was like, well, that's a little harsh, but it's true. Like, books can tell you so much about yourself that, you know, others can't tell you, stuff that you need to work on and need to change. So the last one then is volume. Brady talked about verified customer sales, but guys, if we don't create volume in our business, we are a social club. And I don't know about you, like we love the team, we love the environment, but we also got started in business to be able to create some financial results, to be able to move ourselves forward. And volume going through your business is super important. For us, we always heard starting our business, the importance of getting your volume done early in the month, so then you can just focus on, extra verified customer sales the rest of the month and networking. So day one ditto, you'll hear about that a lot tonight if you haven't already. And Day One Ditto is an opportunity that Amway puts together, where you can actually, for us, budget of what you need in your house for the month. Are you running out of excess? Are you running out of laundry detergent? Are you running out of hand soap? Are you running out of hairspray? Whatever it is, we have so many things. We probably use 20 to 30 products a day without even thinking about it from our own business. So before getting started in business, we would always wake up at the end of the month and be like, hey, where did our money go? So Ditto has helped us a ton to be able to tell our money at the beginning of the month where it was going. So that way we had products on hand. So that way when people wanted to try something, we could sample it to them. So having those type of opportunities for conversations was huge. So Ditto is a tool that we utilize, that our customers utilize, because they don't like running out of their products. They don't like to get on the website if they don't have to. So it's a really, really, really great tool that if you haven't taken advantage of yet, talk to whoever you're working with and they'll get you able to get set up on that. It's a super easy and awesome tool to be able to utilize.
Yeah, I can't imagine, owning a McDonald's or even a Starbucks, and somebody comes up to the cash register and you're like, hey, I'd like to order whatever. And we'll get it to you tomorrow. And in fact, I haven't even tried that, so I'm assuming it's good. And it sounds funny, but I've seen it too many times where somebody doesn't want to invest the money into their own business. And as a customer of that person's business, yes, Amway's amazing. Yes, they have amazing products. Yes, someone might be on a budget, but investing in your business is the easiest way to create customers. Well, Brady, what do you mean by that? Well, just because you buy something from yourself doesn't mean a customer's gonna like call you and say, hey, I want to order something. But you being invested, you having skin in the game, you understanding what the products can do for you, now what they can do for somebody else, you will be more passionate and ready to talk about your products more versus not doing anything in your business. And here's the last thing I'll say about volume. This might be a sensitive subject, but I love everybody out there. John and Monica, and I know that I like to think that Sarah and Brady, and I know that the leaders on our team as well, like a Chris and Meredith, if you're on Chris and Meredith's team, I'll give you this example. There's only one way that really Chris and Meredith are compensated other than the retail volume that they have in customers. It's serving other people. We never wanted John and Monica to question that their time spent traveling from Louisville, Kentucky to Columbus, Ohio, 3 hours one way was going to be a bad investment. That they knew how we get paid and we knew how we get paid. And the only way that they were compensated was for us to grow our business, was for us to be investing in our business as well.
Show appreciation.
And I love that. I love being part of a team that John and Monica and what they were investing in us as far as just tools and resources and gas and miles and mindset was free to us if we use that. So the least amount of things that we could do for them was to do our volume, was to be invested in our own business, was we started a business, we have products, why would you not use your own product? So it doesn't have to be $1,000 worth of stuff, but I'm sure there's something on Amway's website that you're using right now. If you took time and you paused this right now and you went around your house and just wrote down stuff, Amway has Glister toothpaste. All right, got to get rid of my Crest Colgate toothpaste. All right, they have Satinique. I'm going to get rid of Swall from Dollar Tree. You're using something right now that if your customer walked into your house, would they buy from you? I'm going to let that sit for a minute. If a customer walked into your house and saw what you were using and you're trying to sell them what you have access to, would you buy from you? That's verified customer sales. That's being a proud business owner. The Core 4, guys, is not a checklist. It's not a to-do list. It's expectations. I tell everybody I sit down across the table from at a follow-up and say, I want to go through what I would call expectations in this partnership. Not me, boss, you, employee. Expectations for you, prospect, as to what is it going to take for you to be successful. That's the four core. Listen, work, associate, volume. If you can knock those 4 out on a daily basis, you're going to be successful with this business. I'm not going to guarantee you that. I'm going to stamp that and approve that. If you can do that for 6 months straight, you can show me your calendar, you can show me everything you listen to, all the work that you've done, I will almost guarantee you something good's going to happen to you. It's just proven facts. And that's why we have this laid out. The last thing is this, guys. The Resh team, the West team is looking for some leaders. Looking for some people that want to become part of that elite group. Not exclusive, elite. We have what's called a 6-leg leadership that's going to start to happen. If you don't have 6 personally registered, personally sponsored business partners in your organization that are coming to events on a regular basis just like you, you're going to get left out. It's not a put down, just warning you. You want to be a part of those groups. Those environments for Sarah and I, my goodness, those are what developed us as a person, as a business owner here. And the last thing is this, the Perfect North Qualifier. You've seen some videos if you're fairly new. Maybe this past Thursday was your first training and you saw some people falling down like an angel deck or whatever. Chris Linville has some videos out there. You'll see, my goodness, that dude needs to get some skiing lessons. I'll help you, Chris. But man, those are fun events, but it's with the price tag. It's building and developing your business, 300 points on a monthly basis from September to December. If you just got your business started, October is your first month, and we want to help you. Not because it's a boss to employee, not because your upline wants to make money. He wants to help you. She wants to help you develop a business in this arena, just like John and Monica helped us. But we were for core, and we wanted this business to work for us. The question is, do you? So, we love you guys. Have a good night, and God bless.